Okay, so guys, we are back with another video. This time it's on the classic that everybody loves, macaroni and cheese. So without further ado, let's get started. Also, yeah, I am going to teach you some basics about roux. And one disclaimer, this has processed cheese slices in it. I cannot help it, I need to use them. So firstly, as usual, take a pot of water, put in salted water preferably, and put your pasta in. Any kind of pasta can be used, any kind of tubular pasta to be precise, like elbow macaroni, rigatoni, and penne. Not something like fusilli or spaghetti. You need tubular pasta that has cylindrical, basically. Yeah, cylindrical tubular. I don't know. I'm using elbow macaroni here, about 2 cups, and the recipe revolves around these 2 cups. Alright, if you're using 4 cups of pasta, adjust the recipe accordingly. Alright, so now we're going to turn on the second burner and shift our pasta there and get our main saucepan. Here in this we are going to make the sauce, the cheese sauce, which is going to start of course by a roux. And now what is a roux? Roux is a thick paste made with fat and flour. Alright, flour can be any not flour per se, starch. Alright, fat and starch. Alright, so that starch can be any kind of flour, all purpose flour, wheat flour, any high gluten flour. And for fat, anything from oil to lard to butter, the traditional butter that is used in French roux that I am using here. Oil is usually used to make dark roux because those are cooked, I guess, for 10 minutes until the time the butter would burn. So you don't want to use butter for dark roux. Alright, and so now let's get ready for a story. The story being how was roux originated. So originated being like, not really how was roux made the first time. So this thing dates back to 17th century, so you can, like, 400 years from now, 400 years ago, in the Sun King's court, you had the first use of roux recorded, because the king was some arrogant asshat and didn't like his meat to lose. So a roux was prepared and was used here. And as you can see, I'm putting up my flour. Alright, in roux always it is the flour to fat the starch to fat ratio is 1:1. Alright, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, 8 cups of butter, 8 cups of flour. It goes like this. Alright, so I am going to put the flour till time I get that thick paste. Alright, another fun fact about roux is that it is used as a base for 4 out of 5 mother sauces. Now what are these mother sauces? The main basic sauces from which all other sauces derive. You have bechamel, you have hollandaise, you have escargote, you have the tomato sauce, and you have the velouté. Bechamel and velouté are pretty much kind of the same, being like you have bechamel is roux in water, velouté is stock or broth in water, and your regular tomato sauce is your regular tomato sauce. Alright, now we are making kind of it something between blonde and tan roux. Alright, because that gives out a really nutty taste and really toasty flavor. Alright, to the final product. And alright, now we are going to put the milk in. When you kind of, the raw flour smell goes away, put the milk in. And I always recommend putting the milk bit by bit. That prevents lumps, although roux doesn't actually. Roux is also made so that no lumps are there and it's a smooth sauce. Like you can see immediately after it, it's smooth, too thick but smooth. But I still like take precautions and just put bit by bit. That's for me, I take a lot of precautions. No risk. That's why I'm going to put cheese slices in this as well. Okay, so here's a little kind of science behind roux. Is that basically what the roux does is that all those starch molecules start to combine with the water molecules and swell up, absorb those water molecules and swell up and thicken your sauce. Also, it acts as an emulsifier to make those smooth sauces that we see. Alright. So now, always the consistency that you want in your final product, make it thinner. Make it thinner. If you want to final product to be coating the back of the spoon, make it thinner than that. Why do you want that to happen? Because starches coagulate over time, so the time it cools, it would coagulate and become like really kind of a ball and you would see that happen in the end of the video. Right, so we are now going to add the cheese slices. Yeah, I'm going to actually lie, because these have emulsifiers in them to make them. Like, you need emulsifiers to make cheese slices, and when these melt, the emulsifiers would be released into the sauce and you get a smooth sauce. Now it's on you to use. If you're using roux, you don't actually need to use cheese slices, but again, I take no risk, I'm using cheese slices. Also, they're cheddar flavored, and the cheddar is in air coat because they actually use cheddar powder which is again chemically manufactured. I don't know how it's made, but it's not real cheddar. I know that. So again, the flavor is there, so you would get the sharpness and the flavor would be still good. So you're going to add about 4 slices. I have added 4 slices for 4 cups of sauce. Why I'm making more sauce than the pasta? Because more sauce helps. Just put in the fridge, use it as a dip, use it anything. You can use a sauce as pretty much anything, like as a dip, as a spread. Eat it by itself if you are a monster like me. But yeah, right now you just let it sit for a while and let the cheese kind of melt up, get the heat in and make a homogeneous sauce out of it. In the meanwhile, you can check on your pasta like I am, for which I actually forgot to put in oil. Yeah, I forgot to put in oil, and right now I'm putting in oil so that my pasta doesn't stick like glue. And believe me, this actually helps a lot. Putting oil later helps a lot. I don't know why this happens, but man, putting oil later is, in my experience, been better than putting oil at first. And now this is quite melted, and you would see the color go from a bright white to a sort of a orangish color because of the cheese slice and the cheddar powder. Again, color changes. Mix it up thoroughly, and doesn't matter if the cheese is not all melted up, because again, cheese slices have a much higher melting point than natural cheese. So right now we are going to put mozzarella. Be my second cheese I'm going to put. Alright, the flavor profile of this sauce would be amazing. You have a really sharp note with the cheddar in air coats, flavored cheese slice, and a sort of a tangy acidity tarty note on the other side with mozzarella. That polarization of flavor profile would make this even better. So I'm going to put about, so again, the quantity of cheese you can easily decide upon. I do put a lot of cheese because I like a lot of cheese, and it is mac and cheese. So yeah, a lot of cheese. That quantity you decide upon, and also mozzarella gives it a really great stretch. Like, just see here, after the cheese is melted, you will get such a great stretch. Look at that cheese stretch, man, that's amazing. That thing is amazing, dude. And you can see the roux and the emulsifiers in the cheese slices give us a really smooth sauce, and man oh man, this sauce is really good. Right now I haven't added any of the salt or pepper, which I'm going to add actually right now. To add salt and pepper right now. You can turn off the heat right now. The residual heat would um, cook the sauce. And now you will add salt and you will add pepper, making this sauce really simple, really to the basic level, because my plating would involve a lot of things going on. Mix it up. And there, your sauce is done. The best cheese sauce you'll ever eat, ever drink, ever put in your mouth is done. Right now I'm just going to drain off the macaroni using a colander, and everybody knows how to do that. I'm not showing that on screen. Till then, just admire how good, gorgeous, luscious this white sauce looks. Alright, so now we are going to move on to the next process, being that we are going to put this in a baking dish, preferably glass, and bake this up. So you put the pasta first and then pour over the sauce, mix it up, and place some cheese slices over the top, because I don't have breadcrumbs and making them is a really tedious process, and I don't want to put in that much effort because I'm a lazy ass. It is done, and I'm going to put it in the oven and put it out, rest it for about 5 to 10 minutes, and onto the plating. Take a really narrow pizza peel and smear some mustard. My god, I love smear. The word smear is so awesome. Alright, now scoop up the pasta, and you can see how much it has coagulated, because I rest for about 10 minutes, and so just do it for 5 if you don't want that much coagulation. Sprinkle over some peri peri powder, peri peri seasoning, not powder, peri peri seasoning, and some mozzarella cheese balls. How to make cheese balls? Tear off the cheese, make a ball out of it with your hand, and that's how it would look. Now you're going to place the luscious white cheese sauce over it, sprinkle some peri peri seasoning, and you are done. That's the best mac and cheese you will ever eat. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and also please share, man, please share. I would really love you guys share this video as much as possible, and subscribe. Thank you.